Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan. This morning I wanted to talk about a couple of women. The first one is Jen Psaki, the press secretary. She said something rather hard to believe. And that's when Steve Doocy was asking her about the looting, and Paskey said that a lot of the root cause of the problems and the issues that we're facing in this country is from the pandemic. So Steve Doocy very politely asked her, so all these groups of individuals that are getting together and they're looting these very expensive stores in Los Angeles, they're doing it because of the pandemic. And Paskey said yes. Now, we all think it's a BS answer, and we all know it's a BS answer. And we think, does she really believe what she is saying? But I really equate to her response was something that they thought it was a good idea until she said it out loud. I remember when I was a kid and my mother would go to the parent-teacher conferences, and she would come home. And then she would say, ask her, well, what did the teacher say? And they'd say, well, they said you're a nice kid, you're behaved, but you're not working as hard as you could. And you're probably, I wasn't performing the way I should be. And so my response to her was always, well, it's the teacher that doesn't know how to teach. Now, when I said it, I believed I said the right thing. But it's sort of a few moments later, after you've said it, where it begins to sink in, and then you realize it was a bullshit answer or a bullshit excuse. That, to me, is what Jen Psaki realized after saying it. She thought it sounded good before. Everybody, all of her little office workers, oh yeah, say that sounds good. Yeah, go with that. Everything's due to the pandemic. Good response. That'll shut everybody down. And then until you say it and you realize, now that it's sinking in, no. The next one is Lia Thomas. Lia Thomas is making headlines in the sports world. And here's a picture of Lia Thomas. She is a swimmer at Penn who is absolutely crushing the women's swim records, school records. And her times right now, compared to, I guess, last year, I'm not sure if it was 2020 or 19, because of the immunity enhancement program, already place her in the top 2 in the country in a couple of the events. She swam the 100, the 200, the 500, and then on a relay team. So in case you haven't noticed yet, Lia kind of looks like the offspring of that Jeopardy champion. I kind of think Lia looks more like, if you watch the Robin Williams movie, The World According to Garp, his mom's bodyguard. I think is a much better comparison. But yes, Leah is a transgender athlete. Actually, for 3 years, Leah was known as Will, and he competed on the Penn men's team. And then took last year off to, get things going, and came back this year, is on the women's team and is crushing the opponents. I mean, she'd actually beat the second place finisher in the 100 by 6 seconds. That's down and back twice. Down and back twice. 6 seconds. So it's causing a bit of a stir. The women's athletes are not real happy about this. And it's not, I was looking up some of his records, or some of his, and in 2019, he was placed all conference. So this isn't somebody that wasn't succeeding in the sport, and when they switched over, become a dominant person or dominant athlete, he was already, or she was already, a very good athlete when she was a he for the first 3 years of college swimming. So it will be interesting to see how things work out for Leah. But also, Penn, I believe, is in the Ivy League. And as woke as the Ivy League is, we'll just have to wait and see the wokeness or the less than woke when Leah competes for the conference and in the more than likely the national championships. Yes, more of the world according to Garp. But Offspring of Jeopardy could be close to. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.